Anna stood in the salvage yard of New Terra Station, staring at the battered vessel that was now legally hers. The wandering star looked like it had been through a war, a meteor storm, and possibly a bar fight. Her late Aunt Miriam had always been eccentric, but this was something else entirely. "You sure you want this heap?" The Valorian dockmaster clicked his mandibles nervously. "No offense to your aunt's memory, but there's a reason nobody bid on it at auction." "It's mine free and clear," Anna said, clutching the inheritance papers. "How bad can it be?" The Valorian's scales rippled, what passed for a shudder among his species. "It's not the ship, human. It's what's inside." Before Anna could ask what he meant, a chirping sound echoed from the cargo bay. Something small and orange bounded out, tumbling over its own oversized paws. It had 6 legs, crystalline whiskers that chimed softly, and the biggest purple eyes Anna had ever seen. "Oh my God," Anna whispered, her heart melting instantly. "It's adorable." The dockmaster backed away so fast he knocked over a tool cart. "That's a Xeranthian shadow stalker." "That's a kitten," Anna corrected, scooping up the creature. It immediately began purring, a sound like distant thunder mixed with wind chimes. It nuzzled against her chest, and she could feel its warmth even through her jacket. "Captain Reeves?" a voice called from behind her. She turned to see Leo, the engineer she'd hired sight unseen based on his impressive credentials. He was tall, with grease-stained hands and an easy smile. The smile faltered when he saw what she was holding. Isn't he precious?" Anna cooed, scratching behind the creature's translucent ears. Leo approached cautiously. "Anna, that's one of the most dangerous predators in the Xeranthian sector. They grow up to 6 meters long and can phase through solid matter. Galactic Council has them listed as approach with extreme military force. Architected humanity-focused narrative emphasizing bonding with dangerous creatures. Good setup. Now I need to develop the HFY angle, humans being uniquely suited to handle this creature. Let me continue with the story showing how humans' ability to bond with predators and see them as cute, despite danger, is the key element." The kitten yawned, revealing rows of diamond-hard teeth, then sneezed. A small burst of what looked like stardust erupted from its nostrils. "He sneezed nebula dust," Anna said, delighted. "Leo, look! He sneezed nebula dust." "Right," Leo said slowly. "And that nebula dust dissolves titanium hull plating." "Not if we keep him healthy," Anna said firmly. She was already in love. "Leo, my aunt kept him for 20 years. If she could manage, so can we." Over the next 3 weeks, Anna and Leo got the Wandering Star operational. The ship was actually in better condition than it looked. Aunt Miriam had apparently been a brilliant engineer. What they also discovered was that nearly every space station in 5 sectors had a standing ban on the vessel. "It's always the same story," Leo said, reviewing their limited docking options. "They see Shadow Stalker on board and refuse us entry. We can barely refuel." The kitten, Anna had named him Cosmo, had grown rapidly. He was now the size of a large dog, his crystalline whiskers had lengthened, and he'd developed the ability to briefly phase through walls when excited. He'd also developed an unbreakable bond with Anna. Their breakthrough came at Omega Hub, a rough trading station where a Krillian merchant cartel was causing trouble. The station master, a grizzled human named Chen, was the first who didn't immediately refuse them docking. "Shadow Stalker, huh?" Chen said over the comm. "Well, we've got a situation. Krillians have taken over the East Dock and are demanding protection money. They've got assault mechs. Station security is outgunned." "And you want us to help?" Anna asked. "I'll waive all docking fees for a year," Chen offered. "Plus unlimited fuel credits." Anna looked at Leo, who shrugged. "Cosmo needs exercise anyway. He's been cooped up in the ship." What happened next became legend across the sector. Anna walked into the occupied dock with Cosmo at her side. The Krillians, confident in their battle mechs, laughed at the sight of a human woman and her pet. Then Cosmo roared. It wasn't just sound, it was a harmonic frequency that resonated through the station's superstructure. The Krillians' mechs started to vibrate sympathetically, their circuits overloading. Cosmo phased through the nearest mech, his body passing through the machinery and causing cascade failures in its wake. But the truly terrifying part, according to the Krillians' later testimony, was Anna. While chaos erupted around her, she calmly walked through the carnage, pausing occasionally to say things like, "Good boy, Cosmo," and "Not in your mouth, sweetie, we talked about this." When one Krillian tried to grab her as a hostage, Cosmo materialized behind him with a warning growl that made the merchant's translator unit short out from the subsonic frequencies. The entire cartel surrendered within minutes. Word spread quickly. The human captain with the shadow stalker, the woman who treated a galactic-class predator like a house pet. Other species couldn't comprehend it. Humans' bizarre ability to look at something deadly and think, "I want to pet it." Contracts started coming in. Stations that needed dangerous asteroid field cleared. Planets with problematic megafauna. Escort missions through pirate-heavy sectors. Nobody wanted to mess with a ship that had a shadow stalker aboard, and a human crazy enough to snuggle with it. "You know what the other species don't understand?" Leo said one evening as they cruised toward their next job. Cosmo was sprawled across Anna's lap, all 6 legs in the air, purring as she rubbed his belly. He was nearly 3 meters long now, his crystalline whiskers chiming softly. "What's that?" Anna asked. "Humans have been doing this for thousands of years. We took wolves, and turned them into dogs. We domesticated cats that brought us dead animals as gifts. We keep snakes, spiders, and sharks as pets. The galaxy thinks we're insane." Anna smiled, scratching behind Cosmo's ears. The creature's purr intensified, and the ship's lights flickered slightly from the harmonic resonance. "Maybe we are." But Aunt Miriam knew what she was doing. She knew nobody else would take care of him. "She knew nobody else could," Leo corrected. Outside the viewport, stars stretched past as the wandering star jumped to hyperspace. In the cargo bay, they'd started setting up an agility course for Cosmo. In the galley, Anna had printed specialized food that met his unique dietary needs, a mix of crystalline minerals and organic compounds that would poison most species. The inheritance that nobody wanted had become the most sought-after ship in the sector, not because of its weapons or speed, but because humanity had once again demonstrated its strangest superpower, the ability to look at something the galaxy feared and say, "Who's a good boy? Yes, you are." And Cosmo, the adorable alien kitten who could phase through matter and roar frequencies that shattered steel, purred his agreement.